welcome to my telecommunications project. This is the third time I'm recording this because the first time I stuttered so much. And just a little warning, I did have oral surgery yesterday, so I'm a little quiet. I do apologize for that. Okay, so this is telecommunications, the how, the what, the why of digital communication. Let's go. Alright, telecom, short for telecommunications. My thesis is that telecommunications is one of, if not the most important advancements in human communications. Plan. The plan for today is to talk about telecommunications in a way that is easily digestible, and the purpose of this is to educate on the basics and teach some fun facts. Okay, here are some asks. This is what we're going to be talking about. What is telecommunication? Why was telecommunication invented? How do we use telecommunication in our daily lives? What is telecommunication? We're going to break down the word. We got tele and we have communication. Tele means distance, and communication is the exchange of ideas and info. So altogether, the word means the exchange of info over a distance. And telecommunication, are things like telephones, telegraphs, radios, and computers, because that's all transmissions of voice, signal, image, stuff like that. Why was telecommunications invented? Telecommunications was a way to quickly send information over long distances, like when there was no time for a smoke signal or to write a letter. Like if you needed to tell someone something immediately, you could. Alright, an example of telecommunication being invented is the telegraph, which was invented in 1837 by Samuel Morse. The reason he decided that he needed to make this was because he was on a ship when he got the information that his wife had passed away, but by the time he had received this information, his wife had already been buried. And he kind of realized in that moment, man, we need a quicker way to communicate with each other, especially if we're not right next to each other. Alright. Samuel Morse also invented Morse code, which is a series of dots and dashes used to replace letters. And the telegraph actually had a transatlantic cable where two ships would meet in the ocean and they would connect this big cable together, and it would take a really long time, and it would be laid on the ocean floor, so you could communicate across the ocean, which is pretty cool. How do we use telecommunications in our daily lives? Things like emails, texts, and direct messages are all examples of telecommunication. FaceTime and Skype and audio calls, again, also examples of telecommunication, because telecommunication is the transfers of signals, and all those are just a bunch of little signals we're sending to each other. Alright, and we use them in our modern day jobs. Office work, you're using computers. There's people who work in telecoms to keep this type of thing running for us. Slack, which is, I'd say it's more of a communication thing. It's like how you keep connected to your boss in some work. Remote work, again, computers that you can have at home. Very cool. For my quote, I chose "What hath got wrought," which was the first Morse code transmission on the telegraph that went from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, which was 40 miles, and that was sent by Samuel Morse. On screen, you can actually see a picture of a telegraph, which I think is very cool. And why are telecommunications so important? These things are so important because they allow us to connect over long distances faster than people probably ever thought possible. They help us communicate information in a way that does not waste resources and that is efficient on all sides. And it's really important because we use this kind of thing in space and in wars. Like if we need to communicate danger or a problem, we can do it in a snap or in a text. Like telecommunications, they're not just like convenient, they are necessary. They are necessary for when we do not have time to write a letter to someone, to make a smoke signal, to travel across the country to find them and tell them information. If something needs to be said, it needs to be said in the moment. All right. And now here's my works cited. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope you learned something. And that is all from me. Thank you.